In which one of the following cases Supreme Court held that principle of natural justice are applicable to administrative proceeding? A.K. Kripak versus Union of India. Which one of the following statement is correct? K.L. Tripathi versus State Bank of India is about cross-examination. What was the principle laid down by Supreme Court in A.K. Kripak versus Union of India? Principle of natural justice are applicable to administrative proceeding. In which one of the following cases doctrine of necessity was applied by Supreme Court? Election Commission of India versus D. Subramaniam Swamy, Ashok Kumar Yadav versus State of Haryana. In which one of the following case Supreme Court of India made reference to the legitimate expectation of the review in the administrative? State of Kerala versus K.G. Madhavan Pillai. Discretion, when applied to the Court of Justice, means sound discretion guided by law. It must be governed by the rule, not by humor. It must not be arbitrary, vague, and fanciful, but legal and regular. This observation was made in Reliance Airport Developer Private Limited versus Airport Authority of India. In which one of the following cases Supreme Court made it explicit that even when the authority has statutory power to take action without hearing, it would be arbitrary to take action without hearing, as thus violative of Article 14 of the Constitution? H.L. Tehran versus Union of India. In which one of the following cases unwritten quotation is taken from principle of natural justice must be read into the provision of law? State of UP versus Vijay Kumar Tripathi. Writ of certiorari can be issued to quash action which are administrative in nature. Above principle is laid down in A.K. Kripak versus Union of India. In which one of the following case Supreme Court of India ruled that where the selection process consists of only viva vocal test without any written examination, no limit needed to impose on the prescribing marks for interview. AP State Financial Corporation versus CM Ashok Reju. In which of the following case Supreme Court held that Audi Aetrum Partem rule is essence enforceable equality clause of Article 14? It is applicable not only to quasi-judicial body but also the administrative order adverse affecting the party to the question. Delhi Transport Corporation was a DTC Mazdoor Union. A statutory board is conducting the examination, is not service provider and does not offer service. Candidate whole conducting examination was held by the Supreme Court in Bihar School Examination Board versus Suresh Prasad Singh. Now, decision making process in this authority beside being transparent must result in reasoned conclusion which is reflecting and due application in the mind to diverse concern arising from project of such and present. This has been observed regarding environment impact assessment law. In which one of the following case? Gram Panchayat Navlakha Umbedi versus Union of India. In which one of the following, in which case it was held that authority which embark upon the post-decision hearing will naturally proceed with the closed mind, and there is hardly any chance of getting proper consideration for representation of such post-decisional opportunity. H.L. Tehran versus Union of India, 1989. in which case it was observed that the dividing line between administrative power and quasi-judicial power is quite thin, as being gradually obliterated. A.K. Kripak versus Union of India 1970, in which one of the following case did the Supreme Court hold that Wednesbury rule applicable to administrative action? Indian Railway Construction Company Limited versus Ajay Kumar. The principle of post-decision hearing was not followed in Tata Oil Mills versus Union of India. A.K. Kripak versus Union of India. Personal bias. Manak Lal versus Dr. Prem Chand. Pecuniary bias. Menaka Gandhi versus Union of India. Reasonable opportunity of hearing. Olga Tellis versus Bombay Municipal Corporation. Post-decisional hearing. There is no rigid formula for principle of natural justice. Union of India versus P.K. Roy. Choice of application of rule of natural justice. R.S. Das versus Union of India. Justice should not only be done, it must but manifestly and undoubtedly be seen to be done. R versus Sussex Justice. Meaning of bias. Secretary to Government Transport Deputy Manuswamy. Ram Jaiva Kapoor versus State of Punjab. Doctrine of separation of power. Menaka Gandhi versus Union of India. Doctrine of post-decision hearing. Vinit Narayan versus Union of India. Doctrine of public accountability. Union of India versus Hindustan Development Corporation. Doctrine of legitimate expectation. Canara Bank versus V.K. Awasthi. One which decide must Canara Bank versus V.K. Awasthi. Post-decisional hearing. Galla Pani Nageshwar Rao versus AP Road Transport Corporation. One who decide must hear. Swadesh Cotton Mills versus Union of India. Exclusion of rule of hearing. A.K. Kripak versus Union of India. Duty to act fairly in administrative function as well. Harinath Visra versus Rajendra Medical College. Principle of natural justice can be exempted for security girl and security of school girl student, and girl should be testify in the absence of miscreants. Bhagat Ram versus State of HP. The inquiry was validated in class 4 employee to defend himself against officer. Hence, denial of principle of natural justice. A.K. Roy versus Union of India. Principle of natural justice is not rigid norm unchanging the context. They have to be told to be suit in the nature of natural proceeding. H. L. Tehran versus Union of India. No deprivation of existing right enjoyed by a government servant without giving opportunity of being heard. A.K. Kripak versus Union of India. Rule of personal bias. Gullapani Nageshwar Rao versus APSRT. Rule of official bias. State of Odisha versus Beena Pani Devi. Rule of hearing. Mahapatra and Company versus State of Odisha. Rule of pecuniary bias. Personal bias. Krishna Bus Service Limited versus State of Haryana. Pecuniary bias. Menaka Lal versus Dr. Prem Chand. Subject matter bias. G. Nageshwar Rao versus APSRTC. Department bias. Jijabai Ho versus Collector. Res judicata. Drayo versus State of UP, legitimate expectation. Monet Ispat and Energy Limited versus Union of India, promissory estoppel. Mohit Lal Padampat Suraj Mail versus State of Uttar Pradesh, locus standi, SP Gupta versus Union of India. Harinath Misra versus Rajendran, no evidence should be taken on the back of Khan, the other party. Union of India versus Mohammad Raza, report of inquiry to be should be shown to the other party. Menika Gandhi versus Union of India, reason, decision or speaking order. Union of India versus Nagendra Rao, right of notice, requirement of notice in medical college. Sunil Vatra versus Delhi administration, habeas corpus. UNRI Rao versus Indira Gandhi, quo warranto. State Gujarat State Finance Corporation versus Lotus Hotel, mandamus. National Rajan and Anand Sarkar, CCOD. Union of India versus Hindustan Development Corporation, legitimate expectation. Institute of Law Chandigarh versus Neeraj Sharma, public accountability. Council of Union Service Union versus Ministry of Civil Service, proportionality. Central of PIL versus Union of India, extraneous consideration.